Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing this video on this layout, which at this point I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. But I'm gonna be working on a traveler's notebook layout, and I wanted to document these two pictures of my son participating in the wrestling state championship. I will be using the leftover of the traveler's notebook kits that I recently received. I think by this point you guys should have already seen the layout that I created for my daughter's notebook, but this one is mine, and I'm going to be using the leftovers. So I kind of combined the Studio Calico and the L Studio kits into this bag, but honestly it's the leftovers. So I wanted to create more than one layout using these kits because I have two kits, right? Makes sense. So I have the stamp sets here. I have the cutouts that I'm just gonna kind of lay here. I have a few journaling cards with the colors that I am considering playing around with. I have, of course, this little banners, the leftover stickers, and then just more, like I said, it's a combination of the L Studio kit and the Studio Calico kit as well. I won't be using this, so I could go ahead and move that aside. And I have also pulled from my scraps the colors I want to implement for this layout. So you guys know, before I start any project, I tend to reach for my little drawer. It's just a little decorative drawer where I keep all my scraps. And before I begin any project, I like to reach into it and look for colors that I want to work with. So for this case, I've pulled red, gray, black, a little bit dark blue, and then a purple. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but these are the scraps that I will keep handy just in case I use them. And then I also have these little strips that my friend Susan sent to me. We recently did a 12 by 12 page swap, and she was kind enough to send me like way more things than she needed to. And so I want to pull like some of the, to accent the layout, like some of the yellow and green, because those are the school colors for my son's team. So I have no idea if I'm going to end up using some of this. Obviously, if I don't use it, I'm going to keep them for later. I'm just kind of going through and seeing which ones I kind of want to keep. I thought that you guys know I keep these I can't speak, but you guys know that I like to keep these branding strips for crafts, for scraps, not crafts, for scraps. So I'm gonna switch you guys over to probably like speed mode, honestly, because I'm off from work. It's the weekend, and I just kind of want to sit here, turn on my Netflix, and kind of play around. So you guys will see the main parts of the layout come together, and I'll come back at the end of the video and tell you what kind of worked and what didn't work. And hopefully you guys like it. So let me, like I said, put on my Netflix and get started. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to start by selecting two journaling cards that I want to use, and I'm gonna fussy cut this one out, but I did not end up using them. Per usual, I tend to change my mind. However, I absolutely love these little strips that my friend Susan was able to send to me and gifted them to me, because I feel like that made the background. That was like the whole background of this layout. And so I'm just kind of playing around before I secure anything down. Even with the stickers, I know that you guys see me pushing down on them, but it's not really putting them in there. I'm kind of just putting them in the area, but they're still able to be lifted in case I change my mind, which, come on, you guys should know by now. I do that quite often. I am going to use the little tag stamp that came from the Studio Calico kit, and I am going to be playing around with a bunch of inks because at first I wanted it to be in the gray color, but I opted to go with the yellow. Once again, those are the team colors for my son's school, or did I say that? My son's team. Yeah, I guess. I kind of lost my train of thought for a second, and wanted to implement more of the yellow, so that's what I am going to be using. You know, guys, wrestling is forever. Do you know that some of these tournaments are like from 7 in the morning? Normally they have to be there by like 6 in the morning to catch a bus, and they could very well last till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's crazy. But what we do for our kids, right? Anyways, I don't know where that conversation was going, but I am going to be playing around with a few of the sticker strips that came, I think they were from the Studio Calico. But I did not end up using them. I did end up using the stamp set that came with the actual heart stamp set from the L kit, and I actually loved the way it came out. I didn't have a yellow paper that matched the yellow I used, so this is my way of cheating, you guys. I used my ink pad on a white paper and colored it in, again trying to implement a little bit more of the yellow because I felt like the black was so possessive of the layout, and I wanted to soften it by using yellow. Here I am still trying to figure out where I want my pictures, and I end up putting them on top of each other. I just feel like they made a little cluster that went really well. I was gonna use that little banner at the top, but decided against it. And just adding some of the leftover puffy stickers that you guys will see me change a lot. Gonna stamp this little camera that came with the stamp set again, or as well, and gonna fussy cut it out and play around for the perfect location. And eventually I realized that the bottom picture is way too low, so I am going to be moving it up and overlapping it with the top picture as well. This was a tough tournament for my son. He actually didn't place. He is in 8th grade and a 14-year-old, so he was really upset. He's worked really hard all season and he didn't place. It was really tough on him. He actually got emotional and cried a little bit. I don't want to embarrass him by saying that, but as a parent, you kind of have to realize the opportunities that God gives you or that life gives you, so that you could encourage and use it as a lesson learned for them. So even though he's worked super hard and of course wanted to advance to the next level, it doesn't always happen, and you have to take the loss graciously. And so I wanted to document, as you can see the bottom picture, he's, I think, beating himself up a little bit, but you know, like I said, as a parent, you have to know when those kind of moments hit them, and you just have to be there to encourage them and guide them, you know, like, yes, it wasn't what you wanted, but how can we improve? What could have you done better? And then that's the way they learn, you know. They start experiencing that you don't always win in life, and it's okay. You have to pick yourself up, you know. So I mean, you guys, I have tons and tons of pictures of so many tournaments. If I were to document every single one, it would be crazy. But I wanted this one to be significant because I took the opportunity for a life lesson, and I think he understood where his father and I were coming from. And of course, we have to pick them up when they're down and make sure that they learn, you know, from little mistakes that could have easily been avoided. So I just went on to tell you the big old story behind it. But I am basically about to be finished with the layout. It's really close. I'm just gonna be documenting and journaling and cutting the excess of the strips, and that is going to complete our layout, you guys. I'm gonna be flipping back over to the final one, and thank you so much for your love and support. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. And once again, I'm sorry if I repeat myself towards the end. Because, like I said, once the layout was fully complete, I came back and talked to you guys again. Okay, guys, so here is our final look for the layout. I ended up using a few stamps, a few stickers, and a few like little cutouts from the kids, and this is the look that I came up with. So hopefully you guys liked it, and I'm gonna do a quick flip through because it's the beginning of the year. I don't have a lot. You guys have seen this one because I made one for my daughter, but this one actually includes the three of us because Mike was on duty at the fire station that day. So I just took a selfie of us three the very first moment or minute that it hit 2019. I created this one, which is honestly just playing around. I really loved this 3x4 journaling card. It says focus on what's important, and then at the bottom happiness, and playing around with the stamps. I did add some water paint, so if the page looks like a little wrinkly, it's because of that. And then guys, I do this often. I did not realize that I have left a blank space, which is where I should have done this layout, but it's okay. I'll go back and fill it in with something. But this is the layout that we worked on today. So once again, hopefully you guys like it. Thank you so much for watching. I at least am happy with the fact that I created two layouts with it was mostly the L's Studio Traveler's Notebook Kit. I actually don't think I used any of the Studio Calico kits, so I'll still have to play around with that one and maybe create a third or a second another layout for it. But this was created with just scraps and leftovers from the first layout that I did for my daughter's notebook. So once again, I know because I just went on a rant. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and we will see you on the next video. Have a blessed week. Bye.